Next map in the series, this is one we call Refinery. And unlike the last one, their spawn points aren't random. They all start on one side of the map, work their way over to engage a very entrenched enemy, and they pretty much have to work as a team. So they start out having to work their way across an open field, a very dangerous area where they can be shelled from a distance. And then they'll work their way into that refinery over there. The objective is to get to the center of the refinery, get that capture point in the center, and then they'll win this map. So this is the second out of what would be 3 missions. We're only showing 2 today.
Okay.
Or three maps in a full mission.
Yes.
So we're seeing about 2/3 of a full PvE playthrough for a team. So moving out, being a little careful. As I mentioned, the first part's kind of in the open, so they have to figure out how to engage that enemy without just being easy targets. So they're kind of working their way over that hill there.
And like you said, this is the heavy team play map here. Where you really
if someone just zips off on their own, the enemy's very entrenched on this map, so you'll get mobbed pretty bad. But as long as they work together, they'll be just fine. Now on this map, there's a new secondary objective. This one's timed as well. It says destroy the fuel shipments, and they've got 3 minutes to do it. That's actually marked by the blue circle on the mini map on the north east corner there, and that's basically a train that's going to take off in 3 minutes. The objective is to go blow up the fuel tanks on that train before it gets out of there, and because it's so far back in the map, this is a situation where you kind of want one of those fast little AFVs. Those armored fighting vehicles, they can zip in the back there, get that objective, and get out of there, ideally without getting shot.
Nice.
This team, unfortunately, doesn't actually have an AFV with them, so they're going to have a little tougher time. All these vehicles are a little bit larger and slower, not necessarily suited for making kind of that spy run to the back there to take those out. But let's see if they manage to pull that off. Just missed getting blown up there. Good dodge.
Yeah, barely. Yeah.
That's some of that dangerous long-distance fire.
If that was real life, could you imagine? You probably would just be like, I'm done.
Yeah, it'd be pretty terrifying. The shockwave alone would certainly do a number on you.
I'm out, guys. I'm turning this into a boat, and we're hitting the water.
We're going for the river.
Head for the river. I think we talked about a lot of the overlays here, but we might not have really discussed what's going on at the bottom of the screen here. We got a couple different missiles, it looks like, that you can fire.
Yeah, there's some different types of ammunition available to the vehicles. In this case, you have 2 different types of shells on the Stingray 2 here. Different shells are going to have different mechanics. We do simulate kind of what these shells do in the real world and how they interact with different armored. So there's some pros and cons of the different choices you have available. This tank is actually about to fire an anti-tank guided missile. And the thing is, you can actually guide that missile. He tried to hook it around the corner there and get that vehicle that was backing up. I don't think he actually managed to pull it off, but we have seen some pretty crazy trick shots possible with those guided missiles too. And then he also has a primary shell that's just the standard direct fire style.
Okay, cool.
Company, they have reinforcements inside.
And it looks like some of those slots are for like repairing potentially.
Yeah, so on the other end of the bar there, you have some different consumables players can bring in. So there's an array of different options for those. This example, he has improved fuel, that's improving the quality or the horsepower of his engine. He's also got a repair kit, and he's got a fire extinguisher. The vehicles can be set on fire. Either it's a fuel fire or their engine can get lit up, and you'll want an extinguisher option to get that under control. Otherwise, you take a lot of damage.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes, that is what a fire extinguisher would be used for.
And then this one, he has also the first aid kit there. The crew members of the vehicles can also be injured. So first aid kit there to try and get them back on their feet and get them through the match. So they didn't manage to get the secondary objective either. Not batting 1,000 here on the optional objectives. But so what would have happened is that the train actually pulled out of the station at the time limit. Opportunity to take it out is pretty much gone at that point.
Yeah, that's like all the fuel shipments. The whole enemy army is just completely fueled up.
Yeah, it's like, way to go, guys.
That's okay.
No bonus credits for that.
It's an alpha. They're learning. Right? They're learning. Yeah.
So their final objective here is pretty much to clear up the rest of the vehicles inside the refinery. There's a capture circle in the center. They get on that and hold it for about a minute, and as long as they don't take any damage for that duration, then they'll have succeeded in the mission. Obviously, the easy way to pull that off, or ideal way to pull that off, is to take out all the vehicles. Sometimes players figure out some other tricks for finishing it even without destroying all the enemy vehicles, and still being able to take that capture point. So there are some different options there.
That's awesome. That's I like the concept of this map. It's like you know, it mixes up the game a little bit. This is really stealthy. It seems like you're kind of like hiding around, you know, walls and kind of poking out.
Yeah, they started out there in the open. Now they're engaged in this close quarters combat. So
APS, knock down a shot.
So right here, what just happened is that these things are firing missiles.
APS saved us.
But this is that Leopard 2A5 with the active protection system, so it actually shot down those missiles. It all happens in the blink of an eye, so it's very hard to see in action. So that's why we've got the VOQ there, just to kind of let you know that yeah, your equipment just saved you there.
Target armor is destroyed.
So you can see the blue bar filling up at the top there. Looks like they're about to secure the mission, or
awesome.
secure the refinery here, and finish this map off. At that point, then they would move on to the third map of the series and take on the challenges there. At the end of that, their performance during the matches would be tallied up, and they'd get their progression out of that.
I love how all the fuel shipments are gone, but we got the refinery.
Hey, at least you got that now, right? So they got the last shipment out. But yeah, so then here at the end of the mission, just friendly helicopter coming in.
There we go.
Troops coming in to secure the place. Looks like they're blowing it up a little bit. But
we secured it, now blow it up.
secured it now. Now send in the missiles. But yeah, so that's like I said, the second example of the maps we have, and that's the gameplay footage we have for you today.